Hello and welcome to Improve Your Voice, aka Vocabilities.com. My name is Darren McStay and today I'm wearing green, and I'm wearing green in homage to the character from Star Wars that I'm going to be reviewing the voice of today, and that is the voice of none other than Yoda.
That is the true burden of all masters.
I'm not the world's biggest Star Wars fan, but even still, it had a massive impact on my life. And I have to say, I actually have a tattoo of Yoda on my arm from when I was a teenager. Have a look. Yeah, that's right. It's true. It's there. It's real. It's never gonna go unless I get it removed, but I won't because it's Yoda and there's nothing wrong with that. So there you go, I've got tattoos. There's something else that you might not have known about me. I'm just a regular guy trying to share my knowledge with the world, and I have tattoos. There you go. It's a very interesting voice, and I haven't done really any research in it. It's just a voice that I think everyone knows, and it's a character that if you've ever seen Star Wars or one of the Star Wars films, then you will probably have come across the voice of Yoda, and it's so memorable and everyone knows how it sounds, but not everyone necessarily knows how to do it. So I'm going to try and break it down, and I'm going to try and do it in real time right now, is work out how it's done. So I'm going to listen to a short clip and then try and mimic it, and then we can try and discuss what it is or how it is that that sound is created.
For you to look past a pile of old books. The sacred Jedi texts. Oh, read them, have you?
Read them, have you?
Well, page turners, they were not. Yes. Wisdom they held, but that library contained nothing that the girl Rey does not already possess.
The first thing that I notice about Yoda is that it's a very throaty voice that's creating that sound, which means that the larynx are kind of pushed down quite low, like this. And they use a lot of trill in somewhere up here. I'm going to figure out exactly where it is in a minute. But they send a lot of noise up through the nose. So the throat is down, but there's also a lot of noise going up, air going up through the nasal cavity. So it's like I think the best sound to get into creating the voice of Yoda is to say, because you can hear the trill in there. Yes. So I think this Yoda in the more recent films is maybe voiced by a different person. I'm not sure. I should really check that out. But anyway, it's definitely an older voice than the ones from the previous movies. But I guess if Yoda's got older, maybe they're aging his voice as well, and that's keeping it consistent with the age of the character in the movie.
But that library contained nothing that the girl Rey.
Nothing but the girl Rey. There's a lot of shooting sound up into the nose. Can you do that? Can you make that sound? So there's a lot of sort of sounds. Can you make the sound ng, like the end of the word beginning? And then hum it. And then try and push it up into your nose. So what you're doing is you're raising your soft palate and creating space in the back here and allowing the air to travel up through your nose. And it's good to get into that sound from the ng sound. This is a great warm-up actually for anyone who wants to do that for singing or speaking. That's an important part of this because there's a lot of air being sent up there, and so that sound is quite important. But they're doing that also having a low larynx, and that's where it's weird. And so that trill, that roughness, that you hear is it's not the vocal folds. The vocal folds are what's making the sound, but the that's an extra thing. So that's kind of some, it could be the false vocal folds, which are kind of another layer of tissue which is a bit further up in the mouth. It's happening higher up here. If I take the trill away, it sounds like Take a back go to you will.
Take about go to you will.
But adding the trill in is
Take about go to you will.
which gives it that real Yoda-ish kind of quality, and that kind of makes him a bit more of a monster, not monster, but creature, you know, which is, you know, a bit more alien. A good way that you can get into understanding how you can create that sound is by gargling some water, like this. And swallow it, and try it again to do that without the water. That's kind of essentially the best way to get into doing that sound. So if you can imagine how that's created now by trying to gargle first, then add in the NG sound, you can, and the low larynx and the throaty sound.
You kind of have a voice like Yoda,
I guess that's about it. I guess that's how you do the sound of Yoda. I can't really talk very much about his instrument, his body, because it's a puppet and it's not really the person who's making the sound. But that's how I, by watching it here and listening to it, have figured out how I think that sound is created. And whether it's correct or not, I don't know. There's also actually in the older Yoda a lot of age. So there's a bit of restriction added elsewhere in order to kind of age it up. So a young Yoda might sound like,
sprightly I am.
But then an older Yoda might say,
sprightly I am.
And that's made by kind of causing a lot more restriction further down towards the vocal folds, which is not necessarily healthy, but I'm sure there is a healthier way of doing it. I just need to do more research. But I think that's good enough for today's video. There's Yoda, and that's me doing Yoda, and that's, I think, how you can get to do Yoda's voice. And the trick is, make sure that you've got low larynx, lots of space down here, sending air up through your nose, and with the NG sound, and then adding in this gargle sound, and that's it. Make the sound first, and then you're flying, off you go. So thanks for watching. Say hi in the comments. I'd love to know who's there, who's watching this, and if you got any benefit from this, if you could use it as a party trick maybe, or if there's anyone else you'd like me to cover. I think I might be doing some Dungeons and Dragons characters soon as well, for all you D&D fans out there, because that's something I've been requested quite a lot, but maybe not yet. We can do some presenters and speakers and come back to more fictional characters later on. All right, so thank you again for watching. Do give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, go on, smash that button, you know you want to. And I will see you next time. My name's Darren McStay. This is vocabilities.com, aka Improve Your Voice. And until the next time,
look after your voice,